I know. Give me a 3, 2, 1.
Say it out loud.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, MISO fans. We're joined today by Denison Cabral. Denison, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Very good, very good. Denison, a true legend of the game, in the news this week, announcing that you're moving on from the Baltimore Blast. In the news here locally, but maybe for some of our fans out there who haven't heard, Denison, want to kind of shed light on that announcement?
Yeah, we made a decision to move it on. Not in soccer, but move it on with the Blast. Obviously, it wasn't something that I was planning on doing for years. 13 years representing the Baltimore Blast. Always with a big smile on my face and doing it with heart because I love the sport. I identified myself pretty well here in Baltimore. Had a great time, and I feel that I just didn't want to stop playing, and I'm not going to. But came down to a coach's decision. I guess it's a way to to make this happen. You have to make some changes in the team as you go every year, and I understand that. I understand it being around long enough to understand. But I do have more to give away to this organization. I would have more to offer to the fans and to the to the franchise. But that's not what the coach thought, and it came down to just think that I wasn't good enough last year. Those are the words that he used, and decided to invite me to come to the training. Going to the training without any contract offer, that to me is not an offer. To be part of the team. It's to me it's a tryout. To me it's coming to a camp and try out and fight for a contract. And after 13 years playing and doing what I have done, I'm pretty sure I deserve more than that. On and off the field, I proved that my job can be done, and I will represent another team this season. I decided to move on because hey, I want to play. I can play. I feel great about myself. I wanted to go out and still play, and it's fun. And I'm fit. I'm ready to go, and I can't wait to have another season.
Sure. On the field, a lot of great memories for the Blast. I know, for instance, unfortunately for the Milwaukee fans out there, about 8 seasons ago, scoring the winning goal in the championship. So, if you had to pick out some top memories on the field while wearing the Blast uniform, which I guess would stand out the most to you?
Well, every championship, brings some great memories. A lot of players that I played in with and played it against. I can remember being on the field against my first time against Hector Marinero, and it was hard for me to focus on during the game when I was on the bench, focus on what I was about to do, because the guy was so good that I was watching. I caught him watching this guy. I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, he's so good, And but those are, to me, it was one of the highlights of my career, is to be able to play in front of 12,000 people in Milwaukee against Milwaukee, my first championship, and we won, and we beat a great team. It wasn't that it was all about the Blast, because we beat a great team, and it was a great game. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for them, but I'd say one of the highlights of my career was the first championship winning in Milwaukee. But very special one also was winning at home. Our last championship we won at home. It was against Rockford. Playing at home in front of your fans, in front of your friends and family members. That was special. So I remember every quarter of that game.
Excellent. As we do here on the MISO, we're going to kind of change the mood in a sense. Ask you a series of quick questions. First one, what's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie? I'm not a big movie guy, but I would say. See, I'm not a big
favorite TV. Do you have a favorite TV show?
TV show, 40. The first 48.
Okay.
I watch this stuff like crazy. I like.
I know the show.
Yeah, Dance with the Stars. I'm always thinking.
Okay.
How do they do? How do they get those guys to training with professional dancers, and then all of a sudden they can do it and look like dancers.
Yeah, exactly.
So but I watch, and then Discovery Channel is one of them too. But definitely favorite one, the first 48.
Okay. Favorite musical artist, favorite band?
I like U2.
Okay.
You know, U2 is one of my favorites. I used to like Pink Floyd.
Okay.
Because I didn't understand all the words. I used to not know the words in songs. I still like them, but there's some of the words that, you know, some of the messages out there.
Sure.
But U2 is my favorite.
Outside of soccer, when it's time to kick back to vacation, obviously Brazil might be your #1 destination to travel to vacation. But where else, you know, do you like to head out to if you can?
I have to admit that one of the most beautiful places after traveling to 17 different countries is Bermuda. I just love not just the fact that it's very similar to where I'm from in Brazil, but Bermuda brings such a positive and nice energy. You know, people are so friendly. The food is great. Every time I go out there. By the way, thanks Dave Boscombe for taking me to the campsite. I met so many people. I have so many friends. But the water, the whole thing is just like, oh man, it feels great. I love it.
Yeah.
Bermuda.
Excellent, excellent. Fans, as you can see, we actually joined here at the Futsal Academy that Denison has here in the Malay region. So Denison, as mentioned before, your work rate on the field is very well known. But kind of tell us, to maybe the fans outside of this area, kind of the work you do outside or off the field, as far as, you know, working with the kids, camps and such.
Well, we created this Denison Cabral Futsal Academy 5 years ago, and you know, we created at the competitive level. We go and play at state cup level, regionals, nationals, and I had an opportunity to take a team to Brazil last year for a tournament, and we finished second place with the girls U14s and 15s. So it was a great experience for me. I love coaching. I just love coaching kids. I identified myself a lot with young you know, athletes. I just enjoy the challenge, and creating this futsal academy here at the Maryland Sportsplex. It's just been a great experience for me, and I can see myself, you know, moving on with this in a different way, in a different and higher level.
Okay.
Want to focus on futsal.
Sure.
I think it's a great way to develop the skills of players, and it's been proven all over the world. When you're talking about those top-notch players in the world, somehow in the past they touched on the futsal ball. So I just believe that that is the answer. I mean, looking forward to this next season. We have 17 teams in our club, between boys and girls from 9 to 17 years old. 17 teams competing at all different tournaments all over the country. So I have a lot to do with my community. I have that is this is my responsibility, you know, as a professional athlete, to go out there and share my experience and show them how much I enjoyed what I do, and show them that it doesn't have to be through soccer. Whatever you do, if you can be as blessed as I am to play soccer, make this as living, you know, that's great, and that's something that I enjoy doing. But I have a really big commitment with my community, you know, and I'm not turning down any of my responsibilities here. I want to go play somewhere else this season. I will be playing in NYSL, but I'm not going to give up the training, the coaching, and my futsal program.
Definitely, definitely. And I know the fans out there here locally in the Baltimore area definitely can attest to your you know, community focus, and, you know, many children out there who don't necessarily look up to you as, you know, Denison Cabral, you know, the great soccer player, but as Denison just as a guy we know, you know, a guy down the street kind of thing. You really touch a lot of people in this community, and some of the responses out there so far have kind of touched on that. So you definitely, you know, in the history of, you know, Baltimore and Unitas, maybe Ray Lewis, Kyle Whipkin, you're definitely up there as far as Maryland and soccer. You're definitely the face of Baltimore soccer. I think you've really established that. So you have became a role model for so many kids out there. Maybe it's soccer, maybe it's not, but, you know, directing their energies in their passions. Growing up, who were your role models?
I had, you know, obviously with the 3 brothers at home that played soccer, I had you know, those guys, you know, especially my 2 older brothers, guys that I looked up to. You know, they played soccer you know, with a lot of passion, always competing. But my dad is one of the biggest role models. He's a guy that, in fact, that he's totally, we have a totally different personalities, but you know, talking with him even today on Skype, he's the way he approaches the situations is so easygoing, and he sees in a different way, not like, oh, let's make this happen, let's talk about it. You know, he's like, think about this and think about. I mean, he always made us think about a lot of things. But as far as just athletes, you know, when I got to know more about Michael Jordan, there was a guy that I admired, and I still do, It's a guy that on and off the field, what a balance of being a professional athlete, the best one in the world, the best one ever, and never had an issue, never had a problem, in a negative way with the fans, with the organizations, with the league, and so to me it takes a lot to be able to do that, and he handled in a great way. So I still have a dream that before I stop playing professionally, I still going to get a shirt signed by Ray Lewis. I became one of the guys that I, reading about it and watching this guy playing. He's the guy that there's no way you can sit next to him playing for the same team and not get ready. He gets you going, and he does that for himself, but he makes everyone on the team ready to go and willing to play this game for the fans, for the team, for the organization. This is just crazy. I like his intensity, energy. I'm going to meet this guy one day, I'm telling you. I will.
All right, Ray Lewis, if you happen to be watching, check out Denison. Denison wants one of your shirts. Well, Denison, we're going to conclude, but again, thanks for your time. Definitely, as Denison mentioned, in this world that we live in as far as sports athletes and 1 hour specials on ESPN, definitely refreshing, the passion that you put on and off the field. And that's true for you and many players out there in MISL today. Fans, that's all for now.
Thanks, yeah.
We're going to get Ray Lewis to watch it, though.
I'm telling you, man. I wanted to meet that guy.
I wanted Lewis too, Dad. I wanted Jersey.
Still taping. This is bloopers.